I had a very fine teacher at a one-teacher school in northern New South Wales called Mr. Baker. And when I was going away to boarding school, he wrote in my autograph book, remember when we all had autograph books? He said, whatever you are, be that, whatever you do, be true, straightforwardly act, be honest, in fact, be nobody else but you. And he didn't know who'd written it, I didn't know who'd written it, and it wasn't until D'Oyly Carte released a recording of Utopia Limited, the full recording back in about 1976 or 77, that suddenly the mystery was solved. It's the words that Mr. Goldbury sings to the girls in Act 2 of Utopia Limited. So that was my first experience with it. I didn't know it at all.
Well, I knew it existed, and I think I probably saw an amateur production of it at some point in the 1970s, but I didn't really get to know it until we started preparing for these performances.
Some young lady is selected, poor perhaps, but well connected, whom you hail for love is blind, as the queen of fairy kind.
It's a satire on the British colonialism, I suppose, and just the whole idea that, you know, the Britons really ruled the waves, and the bottom line is they don't.
We've been finding out in rehearsals that the text, both the dialogue and the lyrics, are very convoluted and very literary. So Gilbert was firing on all cylinders, and Sullivan's music too is different from a lot of the other pieces. After the Gondoliers, they had a huge falling out, and there was a gap of about 3 years where they barely spoke to one another. And Utopia was the piece that brought them back together again.
Gilbert wanted to be known as the creator of these great pieces. Sullivan tended to want to put it in the background. He loved getting the money, loved going to Monte Carlo and to the gaming tables and all of that, and loved what the pieces did. But, you know, when Queen Victoria tells you that you should write a grand opera and so forth, there was always a sense that he was not quite slumming it. But
yeah, I think he wanted to be taken seriously as a composer, right, and felt that the rum-ti-tum stuff that he felt he was forced to write wasn't giving him a proper chance to shine. Although if you look at particularly the later ones, Gilbert really gave him ample opportunities to do that. Yeah. But that was always one of the bones of contention, I think.
Both of them were treading on eggshells, that they actually didn't want to offend the other person because they'd been brought back to create a success. And consequently, I think what it has lacked, how grand is this, is a sort of editing, really, that editing process that certainly went on with the other ones.
Yes.
Cheekily, I think we've taken out some of those longueurs. Why not? I hear you cry. And I think it's basically created a much more vibrant and certainly more succinct work.
We haven't updated it, we haven't modernised it, we haven't changed anything. We've just snipped here and there. Just to try and tighten up.
There's a lot of charm in the piece. It's gentle. There's a lot of gentility about it as well. I just love rediscovering something that there's no way that you can listen to Mikado without the memory of the first time you heard it, the number of times you've heard it, how many productions you've seen, who's done this, who's done that. This has very little performance history, and so it's wonderful to see these people, these great performers that we have, relishing this stuff and making it their own. I think that's quite interesting.
Yeah, it's been a great joy to rediscover this piece, because the sort of received wisdom is that it's a sort of poor relation with the Grand Duke, and it most emphatically isn't. It really is well worth doing and seeing and hearing on its own. So it's nice to be able to bring this piece to our audiences.
There you are! You found him!